previous video, you were familiarized with the mouth or buccal cavity, and we learned that it has two main organs, the teeth and the tongue. In this video, let's focus on the teeth and their functions. During embryonic development, when the human changes from a zygote into a fetus, there are three layers formed which gives rise to all the structures we find in the body. So we know them as endoderm, ectoderm, and the mesoderm. Human teeth has ectomesodermal origin. The human teeth can be described using three terms: thecodont, diphyodont, and heterodont. Thecodont refers to how the teeth is arranged on the jawbone. So in case of humans, we have the jawbone, and then there is a space or a socket within the jawbone on which the teeth fixes itself. That is the reason when children lose teeth, we see that there is a gaping hole in the place. Now, there are other types of teeth arrangement as well. So, we have the pleurodont, which means the teeth is present within the inner edge of the gum and not towards the outer edge. So, this is usually seen in lizards. The other type is called as the acrodont, which means the teeth just sits at the top edge of the jawbone and doesn't have a proper attachment actually. This is seen in sharks. Now, this is useful for shark because shark is a predatory creature which is trying to bite and tear its predator. And in this process, it loses a lot of teeth. But because the shark can have multiple sets of teeth in its entire lifetime, it grows a new teeth back. Next is diphyodont. Majority of the mammals, including humans, have two sets of teeth during their entire lifetime, and that is called as a diphyodont. If you have only one set, it's called as a monophyodont. So as an adult, we have the set which is called as the permanent or the adult teeth. In children, as the set develops, these are called as the milk teeth, the temporary or the deciduous teeth. And finally, we have heterodont. Heterodont means that we have different types of teeth that vary in their morphology and function. So in adult, we see the incisors, which are chisel-shaped teeth and it's used for cutting. Canines, which are dagger-shaped teeth, which are useful in tearing, and premolars and molars, which are also called as the cheek tooth because they're towards the back of the jaw, and they help in grinding. The number of teeth that is present in mammals is represented by something called as the dental formula. Here we consider the teeth that is present in one half of either the upper jaw or the lower jaw. So in this case, for an adult human, we write the dental formula as 2 by 2, representing the two incisors present in the upper half as well as the lower half, one canine, two premolar, and three molars. So this comes to a total of 32 permanent teeth. In case of children, we have incisors, canines, and molars. So the dental formula here is written as 2 by 2, 1 by 1, 0 by 0, and 2 by 2. The 0 here represents children do not have premolars. This brings us to a total of 20 teeth in children. Now, looking at both these dental plants, what are the differences? So the first difference that stands out is the premolar. Children do not have them. You see it only in the adult teeth. The second is the presence of the third molar, also called as the wisdom tooth. Even in adults, wisdom tooth comes at a much later stage and hence the name wisdom tooth. And the presence of the wisdom teeth is supposed to indicate a full set of the adult teeth in humans. Now let's look at the structure of the tooth. So we have the jawbone, and you can see that there is a space present within the jawbone naturally, which is called as the socket. Now on the jawbone, we have the gums, also called as the gingiva. Now the body of the teeth is represented by a substance called as dentine. It is very similar to bone. dentine is secreted by special cells called odontoblast that come from the mesodermal layer. The dentine is protected on top by a substance called enamel, which is the hardest substance in the human body. Enamel is secreted by specialized cells called ameloblast, which come from the ectoderm. Within the dentine, we have a space which is called as the pulp cavity. The pulp cavity is filled with blood vessels as well as the nerves. Now we see that the dentine and the gums have a space, right? Now, to ensure that the teeth is properly fit into the socket, we have a substance around the teeth called as the cementum. And to reinforce this, we also have a special ligament called as the periodontal ligament. We know that ligaments connect to bones, right? So in this case, it's connecting the jawbone to the bone-like substance called as the cementum. Overall, the tooth has three regions. The crown, which is the exposed part of the teeth, which has the enamel, the neck part, where it touches the gums, and finally the root, which is hidden deep inside the socket.